Okay, so as you can see, I've treated myself to a bit of a late Christmas present. On my last YouTube video, I was talking about how I was having debris floating around in my tank and that I bought a Fluval U3 to basically just try and keep the water flow up, but also give myself some extra filtration. I thought my Eheim Eco wasn't quite doing a job with the particles, as it is mainly a biological filter. And I've heard some good reviews on the Fluval U3. It does review well online, YouTube, wherever. And I thought, you know, at the end of the day, it's something, although at the time I didn't like the look of it, I didn't like the materials used, I thought it would do the job. I also spoke about the JBL, that I was going to get a JBL corner filter, and at the last minute I changed my mind and gone with Fluval. Now, it turns out I probably should have stuck with what I was going to get in the first place. The Fluval has done nothing with the particles. Even I've taken out the biomedia and stuffed it with filter floss. It's been running 2 weeks now and it's not helped whatsoever. It also sticks out like a sore thumb, which I thought it would, and it is very noisy. It literally sounds like a moped and it rattles away. Now, it could be an impeller issue. I don't think it is that. I know a lot of people put maybe Vaseline on them, but you know, it's just not doing what I wanted it to. So I went out today and I was looking at getting a stronger Eheim. But for the money I'd spend on maybe, you know, especially considering I've got quite a small cabinet, the money I'd spend to get one that would fit basically would come to around the same amount as what I've spent on these 3 pieces of JBL. JBL's not that big in the UK. It's not that well known. The reviews I've looked at seem okay. It is a German company, and if you've seen my previous videos, I do like German companies for aquariums. I think the kit they make, the filters, the heaters, are of a good quality generally. And they seem to have a lot out there. The Germans do seem to make a lot of kit for this hobby. So I went and bought myself the I100 internal filter, which is the one I was looking at originally. It pushes about 700 litres an hour of water and runs on about 11 watts. Now that is quite juicy for an internal filter. Most are around 7 now. If you're looking at an Eheim Aquaball, then maybe that's about 6. But I liked the way I believe it will fit into the tank. It's a corner unit. It's not going to offend anyone, so to speak. And I think it will do the trick that I need. Now, I did think that of the Fluval, but that wasn't the case. Now, as I said, I was having issues with what I believe to be flow rate with my Eco. And then I saw this Crystal Profi green line here. Now, it's called a green line because apparently it runs on less wattage. I think this one is 9 watts there. And it pushes around again, just like the internal, around 700 litres an hour. It is, build quality wise, it's okay. It's not bad. You know, it does look okay. Not as good as Eheim, but then again, as I said, I've got 3 pieces of kit here for the value of 1 cheap Eheim. So I thought I'd give it a go. Inside, it's like all canister filters. It is tray based. If I can get this off without knocking everything over. And what I did like about it, normally in a few of my other videos, I think I've spoken about how I like my filters to be bio heavy. And what I mean by that is a lot of biomedia, less sponges. I think that's better for the tank. I think it does the job a lot better. Now with this, it's quite sponge heavy, but I think that's what I need. With the particles floating around the tank, I need something to filter those out, and biomedia just isn't going to do that. So on the top tray there, you got your sponges, these 2 slightly coarser sponges, and just, I suppose these are just normal coarse sponges. I quite like the fact that they split in 2, because I'll probably have Purigen or something like that from Seachem in there, and I'll probably be doing a video on some Seachem products at a later date. I love Seachem products, they just seem to work, and I'll probably do a video on why I like them and why I think they work. Inside, normally you'd have bio balls or something on the second tray, but again, this is a sponge. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. As I said, I need the sponges. Now, obviously, like most aquarium companies, they do a full brand of extras that go into this. So they've got their own carbon, their own phosphate remover, etc., etc. And the way it seems to work is it comes in a bag. and you take the centre sections out like so, and you leave your sponges in. That's if you want to, and that's quite good. You know, again, I'll probably, if anything, I probably wouldn't buy it in. But if I wanted to put something else in there, phosphate remover again, that could go in the middle there. And then the last tray, and it does come with all of this, to be fair. It is a full set. You don't have to buy anything else if you don't want to. And that's their biomedia. These, you know, look, they're not very good ones. I will be using what I've already got matured in the tank. That will be my Matrix and my Eheim biomedia. But again, you know, for a filter, it does come with everything you need. And for the money, I think it's quite good. It works out to about £75 for an external filter. I think that's good value for money. And as I said, JBL, they seem to review quite well. But then I said the same about the Fluval. So, you know, the proof will be in the taste of the pudding, so to speak, and we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, let's move those out of the way, and let's have a look at the corner filter. Now, as I said, the corner filter is quite juicy. 11 watts an hour, but then it does push 700 or 800 litres. I've already half opened this so that I don't try and knock everything everywhere, which I probably still will do. But I just wanted to show you inside what the compartments look like. Again, sponge heavy. Each compartment does come apart, and each one has a sponge in it. But again, JBL do their own products. There is one that goes in the middle where they use bio balls. You can use a sponge which is a carbon or a phosphate remover. But for the size of the sponges, you'd probably be changing those out every couple of weeks. They don't last 5 minutes, to be fair. But for me, this is purely to push the water around the tank and to try and get the particles out. I will probably stuff this with floss, fine floss as well. And hopefully with the power of it, it will push the water around quite well. The head here, as you can see, it's movable. You can adjust the flow rate, and it does come with fixtures and fittings. So it comes with a mini spray bar and also just a nozzle and an aerator. I believe that's what they're called. I'm sure they're probably called something else. I'll probably just be using that nozzle on the end there. But again, it does come fully ready to use. Now, I'd seen on the internet recently this, and I believe it's called the Top Clean, yep. And I saw it in the shop, and it was on special offer. It was £10, and I thought for £10 I'd give it a go. I've split it in half because I've got quite a shallow tank. But what it basically does is, it connects to your external filter. And you can decide, you can see the red in there. You can decide how much suction goes through the top and goes through the middle, and you can have them both running at the same time, or you can just have it coming out of the middle section or the top. Now this bit here, so it's supposed to float, so depending on your water level, that will go up and down. That stick there is what moves this red piece of plastic up or down, and that will dictate, you know, where the water's getting suction from. Now, I do have a lot of issues. Again, we're talking about particles here with me at the moment. And I do have baby tears, and I have a lot of loose leaves floating around. You know, high-tech planted tanks do take a lot of maintenance. So anything you can get that will help yourself, I think, you know, for the sake of £10 is worth giving it a try. And so technically this will float. You can have it sucking water from both the top and the middle. And hopefully it'll deal with the leaves at the top and anything floating around in the middle. And again, I quite like it. It's a corner unit. It's quite plain. It's, you know, I think it will be unintrusive, and I think it will look okay. There's one on each corner, that on the other corner. I think it will work. I'm using glass lily pipes at the moment. They do need a good clean, and they do. Glass lily pipes do get algae on them, and you do need to spend a lot of time on that sort of stuff. So I'm just trying to maybe not get my maintenance down, but just to have it more manageable. I'm hoping that these filters will help me with my particles. I'm sure they will. I'll probably be setting these up in the next couple of days. I'll leave it running for a week and I'll do another video on it. I'm not looking to buy any more filters. I've got so many filters of late, it's ridiculous. And then one last thing, I was talking about magnets. I was saying in the last video that I like the fact that this has magnets on the outside. The new ones have gone back to suction, funny enough, and the system they use is there's two buttons on there, and that they're basically, I think, the same suction pads they use for sat-navs apparently. They're supposed to be great. But in my last video I was saying that I actually like the magnet idea, and that's another thing that made me go with the older model. The magnet goes on the outside of the glass, and this means that this sits very flush with the glass. You're not going to get shrimp or small fish caught behind that. So this was just a very quick video on a couple of JBL pieces that I've bought. I probably will be doing one on the Seachem products I use, why I use them, and why I do think Seachem is a really top brand for your chemical filterage or even your biomedia. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it.